Good morning, students. Welcome to the second session of chemistry. In the last class, we have started regarding the chapter periodic classification of elements. Periodic classification of the elements, and we discussed that totally 118 elements are there. These 118 elements are being systematically arranged. The 118 elements are being systematically arranged in the form of the periodic table. So the first given periodic table was given by the scientist Daubernier. The first was given by the scientist Daubernier. The case almost he gave in the year of 1829. Okay, he gave in the year of 1829 here. By the time the Daubernier was given, there are 30 elements discovered. Okay, 30 elements discovered, and he arranged these elements in the form of triad. Means a group of 3 elements he arranged. That's why this is called as a Daubernier's triad. We say Daubernier's triad. But the Daubernier was not able to arrange the 30 elements discovered at that time all in the form of triad. He couldn't able to arrange the form of triad. So the drawback of the Daubernier led to the discovery of the another way of arranging the elements. So later on, the scientist Newland, in the year of almost 1864, he gave another classification. And by the time this classification called as what we can say Newland's law of octave. This is called as a Newland's law of octave. Means he arranged the elements in the group of 8. So in a group of 8. So according to his term, whenever any element, when the elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic masses, the properties of first element will be similar to that of the properties of 8th element. Okay, so this is called as a law of octave. So whatever, almost by the time around 56 elements were being discovered by the time. 56 elements are there which is being discovered by the time, and 56 to 58 elements were discovered by the time, and these elements he arranged. But the drawback of the Newland is there is no provision for the new elements to be discovered. So later, after this 1864, new elements were discovered. There is no provision in this Newland table to arrange. So that's why again the scientists started thinking about how to arrange the new elements discovered. So after the Newland, the scientist Mendeleev, in the year of 1869, he gave another way of classification of elements. Okay, so that we call as a Mendeleev periodic table. Okay, that is called as a Mendeleev's periodic table. In this session, we will discuss regarding this Mendeleev's periodic table. And Mendeleev, he published his table in the 1869. By the time of here, almost the elements discovered are 65 elements were there. 65 elements were discovered by the time. So let us discuss today how did the Mendeleev arrange these 65 elements, in which way he has given. So coming to remember the year. So Mendeleev in the year of 1869 he gave, and almost by the time he gave this one, the elements discovered were 63 elements. 63 elements were being discovered. Okay. How did the Mendeleev has arranged? Mendeleev has he has given first one law called as a Mendeleev's periodic law. Mendeleev's periodic law. So what is this law says? This law says that the physical and chemical properties, the physical and chemical properties of elements, the physical and chemical properties of elements are periodic functions of their atomic masses. Periodic functions of their atomic masses. So this is the given, means the meaning of that one is the physical property, means the physical property includes color, state, odor, whatever may be, and chemical properties includes the reactivity of the element. They depends upon the what happened atomic masses. This is called Mendeleev's periodic law. Okay, the Mendeleev, what happened before he started arranging, he observed the reactivity of elements. He took all the 63 elements and he started reacting all the 63 elements with the oxygen. Okay, he started reacting with the oxygen and he started reacting with the hydrogen, both of them. So let me say, suppose if there is an element called R. R is considered as one of the element of S1. So R is considered as an element. So whenever this element reacts with oxygen, the obtained product is normally we call as oxides. So he took out the 63 elements he took and he started reacting with the oxygen. So after reacting with oxygen, whichever element are showing the same formula of oxide, whichever is showing the same formula of oxide, he started keeping them all in a one place. So example, we say now we have carbon. Carbon whenever react with oxygen, it forms an oxide called carbon dioxide. Suppose if you have the aluminium, if it is react with oxygen, it is forming an oxide called aluminium oxide. Next, if you take zinc when it reacts with oxygen, it forms the oxide formula zinc oxide. Next, magnesium, if it reacts with oxygen, it is forming a compound called oxide, magnesium oxide. Next one, if you take the normally sodium whenever it reacts with oxygen, it is forming an oxide called sodium oxide. You can see I am giving the three examples. If you take, for example, carbon is element. When it is react with oxygen, it is forming carbon dioxide. Okay, you see the formula dioxide. Aluminium, when react with oxygen, is forming aluminium oxide. Its formula is different. Next, zinc, when react with oxygen, it is forming different compound. And sodium. So all the elements are showing different formulas. Whichever the element is showing similar. Now I will say magnesium. Magnesium, when it reacts with oxygen, it is forming a compound called magnesium. You see, the formula of the zinc oxide, formula of the magnesium oxide are similar. And similarly, if you take potassium when react with oxygen, it is also forming oxide, potassium oxide. You see the formula of Na2O, here is K2O, means formula are identical. So what he has observed Mendeleev, he observed the reactivity of all the 63 elements, and what he had done is, whichever elements are having the same type of, they are forming same type of oxide, he placed all in a one particular place. Suppose if you take hydrogen is combined with oxygen to form like this. So what he had done, suppose if you take hydrogen, next one, if you take lithium, next one, sodium, next potassium. You see, hydrogen is forming same oxide, H2O. Okay, next one, sodium is also forming same type oxide, Na2O. Potassium is also forming same type oxide. So like this, he has grouped all the elements in a one particular place. So if all the elements are arranged like this, in the case, this type of it is forming a vertical column. A vertical column is obtained. This vertical column normally he called in the form called as what you can call as a groups. Okay, vertical column is called as a groups. So means why the point here, first you have to say before describing in detail regarding, Mendeleev has arranged all the elements according to the reactivity with the oxygen as well as reactivity with the hydrogen. Whichever the elements are showing same type of formula with the oxides, all are being placed together one below the another, etc. Okay. Likewise, he arranged all the elements. Thereby, what happened? The Mendeleev periodic table total elements he arranged in the form of groups and periods. He arranged the elements in the form of the groups and periods. Has arranged these elements, 63 elements which are there. He arranged them in the increasing order of atomic masses. Okay, increasing order of atomic masses. Whatever the elements were discovered, he started arranging in increasing order. Okay, to understand, just I am saying lithium, beryllium, if you have the boron, carbon, nitrogen, like this if you take. Lithium atom mass 7, beryllium it is 9, boron 10, 12, okay, it is 14. Means from left to right as you go on, you see the atomic mass are increasing. So like this, he has arranged the element from left to right in the increasing order of atomic masses based on the reactivity. Already said, based on what type of formula they are arranging. So these elements, whatever based on reactivity, he arranged the 63 elements. Okay, arranged all 63 elements in the form of groups as well as periods. Okay, in the form of groups and periods. Okay, so what is these groups? Totally, what happened? He has the groups are nothing but the vertical columns are called as groups. Vertical columns are normally called as groups. Totally, the Mendeleev periodic table is containing Mendeleev periodic table is containing 8 groups. It is containing how many groups? 8 groups. And these groups are being denoted by the Roman letters. They are being denoted by the Roman letters from 1 to 8. 1 to 8 like this. 1, 2, 3 like this he has been given. I'll show how the pattern is arranged. 1 to 8 means example if you take 1, the first, okay, second group, next third group, fourth group, fifth group, sixth group, seventh group, next one, eighth. Like this he has given the groups are being denoted. And what do this each group has? Each group has a reactivity with observed. What happened? If it is react with oxygen, this group, whichever is showing the formula like this, R2O. R indicates element. Means whichever the element is showing this formula, he placed in that first group. Okay. Next, whichever is having the second one, let's take RO. Whichever is showing the formula of this one, he placed. And some other, in the case of here, it is taking which is showing the formula of like this. Next one, he is showing the formula. Means what is this one indicates? Means R indicate element. Which element is forming the oxide with similar formula like this? All he placed down, one below the another like this. Okay. So, but as the order is same, he is arranged all the elements in the increasing order of atomic masses. Suppose if you have the lithium, okay, next one beryllium, next one boron, next carbon, so nitrogen. Like this he was arranging. Next, the Mendeleev period table also contains the horizontal rows. Okay, it contains the horizontal rows. The horizontal rows are called as periods. Horizontal rows are called period. So now I was saying the elements like this: lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Like this we are observing. Okay. Next below this one, there may be some other elements. Okay. Sodium. We can have ladies. We can have sodium, magnesium, aluminium, like this is going on arranging. So when you are arranging, automatically this total one row, one horizontal, now what you are saying, this one, this horizontal, what happened, rows is called as period. And how to differentiate? There are how many periods means there are 6 periods in a table. Total there are 6 periods, and the 6 periods are being denoted by the letters what happened normally Arabic letters, Arabic numerical set means that is a normal 1 to 6. Means if you say, let's assume this is 1, down there is a one more row, he has given 2, there is a one more row, it's called 3, one more row, that's called 4, 5, 6, like this he has been arranging. So totally when you see the table, it is having total good a tabular form it is getting. Total, that's why I say all the 63 elements are arranged in the form of groups and periods, but all the elements are arranged in the increasing order of atomic masses, and the elements what happen are arranged according to the reactivity with the oxide along and also with the hydride. So I'll draw this little bit this table little bit here, clear. So as I said, the groups, how many groups are there? Totally 8. I'm drawing little bit bigger. So the first group, okay, second group, third group, fourth group, fifth group, sixth group, seventh group, next one is 8th. Okay, so like this is there, and also it is having the rows, the horizontal rows are called as periods. Okay, this is the first period, means nothing but you can see like this. Next, second, third, okay, fourth, fifth, sixth, like this. And moreover, up to here is good, and each group was again divided into 2 subgroups. Each groups was being again divided into 2 subgroups. Okay, why he divided me? There are many elements there which are showing the same reactivity. I will show you now. If some element is having the formula R2O, okay, many elements are, if they are showing the same type of formula, okay, and if all are to be accommodated in this one, it is not possible. That's why what I had done, each group was again divided into subgroups, and the subgroups is mentioned as A as well as B. Okay, each subgroup is divided, each group is divided into A and B, like this. A, B, like this, A and B. And how to differentiate, how did he arrange? But the last third was divided into 3, A, B, C. He is divided into 3 columns. And moreover, he divided into group. So, but he did not draw any line or etc. Suppose, now if I am observing this is a one box, it is containing 2 subgroup elements, A as well as B. But he did not draw lines or etc. But how to differentiate means, some elements he placed in the top corner, some elements he placed in the top corner, some elements he placed in the bottom corner, he placed down, okay, or vice versa. Some are placed like this, some are placed, means in the box which are towards up belongs to one subgroup, and which are towards down belongs to another subgroup. So likewise he arranged the elements, okay, into groups, subgroups. So totally 8 groups are there, and each group was being furtherly divided into, each of them divided into 2 subgroups, except the 8th. 8th was having how many subgroups? 3 were there. Okay, and normally in the periodic table they don't mention A, B like this, but it is being divided. Some elements of one subgroup is placed at the top corners, and other element of the same subgroup is placed towards down corner. Down of this one, here's the range. Okay, this is normally a general structure what we see in the Mendeleev periodic table. Okay, let us see what are the advantages, means what is the benefits what is the main beneficiary of arranging the elements in this way. But everyone asks a question: why the elements should be arranged? Why the elements should be arranged? We are having the elements. Okay, why the elements should be arranged in a systematic way means if you want to study the elements, properties, and their nature, if the elements are arranged in a systematic way, it will be easy for us to remember and also to learn. That's why each of the scientists has adopted their own technique. So Mendeleev has arranged like this in a tabular way. Okay, let's see the beneficial. What are the benefits of merits? We can call as a merits of the Mendeleev's periodic table. So the first merit, normally the merits of Mendeleev's periodic table is he corrected the atomic masses of few elements. Few elements existed. Means already the 63 elements what are there? Out of this one, few elements atomic masses he corrected. So like example, he gave the example of this one. The best example is beryllium. Beryllium, before Mendeleev periodic table, the atomic mass of the beryllium, it is almost given as a 12. It is atomic mass of the beryllium is given as a 12. Okay, according to the old calculation, etc. So whenever if it is 12, it should be when you are arranging in the increasing order of atomic mass, it will be arranged in some other group. Whenever some other group is there, its properties all will differ. So he has calculated and he has written that beryllium is not having atomic mass of 12. Instead of that one, beryllium is having atomic mass of 9. According to the valencies or according to the calculation, beryllium, he said that atomic mass of beryllium will be 9. It's not 12. And now practically when we check, currently when we are discussing the latest technology, after discovery of electron microscope, when the scientist has gone through this one, they found that really beryllium is having the atomic mass of 9 only. So like that, he has corrected the atomic mass of beryllium. Next one we can have the Au. Au means what? Gold. Atomic mass of, he arranged the few of the elements like beryllium, gold. Few of them, which elements he corrected, that was being 100% correct. What correction he has done is being 100% correct. So this is the first one, merits of in the case of here. Second, he left, this is a very important point in the competitive point of view, he left some empty spaces. He left some empty spaces for new elements to be discovered. New elements to be discovered. So what he has done is, example, to understand I am saying. So he is already elements he arranged in the increasing order. This one. Let's assume there is an element he arranged atomic mass 20. Okay, next one 22. Already existing elements he has been arranging. Okay, 20, 22, 24 like this arranging. Next element what he found, it is having the what happened automatically 32. It is having next element what was found after 24. He found the next element is having 32. They observed there is a large gap between these two elements. Okay, large gap between these two elements. He found that he was thinking maybe in the future there may be a new element discovered which may occupy the place between this one and this one. Means it may be between these two. Okay, so the whatever the spaces, he left some space. Instead of arranging, he left some spaces here. He left mainly 3 spaces. In 3 spaces, and the 3 spaces what he left, instead of leaving empty, he gave an identity. He gave an identity for that element. So the elements, he gave the identity that elements discovered. The space which were discovered were near to the what happened boron. He gave the names for the empty space are Eka boron, Eka silicon, and Eka aluminium. So what is this Eka? Eka is actually a Sanskrit word. The meaning of Eka means one. Means one box, one space near to that of boron. Already which is have already arranged. One box near to that of boron. One box near to that of silicon. One box near to that of aluminium. He left. Suppose if you are assuming here aluminium. So if any space is left over. So he called this one box near to that of aluminium. He called this one as a Eka aluminium. Okay. Suppose one we have is a, let's assume here it is silicon is there. Okay. One box adjacent to that. Let's say he observed some space is left over here. So one box near to silicon. That's why he called as a Eka silicon. And if you have some other element like a boron. So some space is left over near to the boron. So he called this one as a Eka boron. So why should we leave means the identity should be there. Why should we have this empty spaces? Some identity should be there. That's why he left some empty spaces, 3 empty spaces for the new elements to be discovered. So whatever the spaces he left over, perfectly in that area later on, new elements were being discovered. Okay, new elements were being discovered, and Eka boron is being occupied by discovered by the element is the scandium. And near the wherever he left over the boron, at that one, the element which was discovered is the scandium. Next, Eka aluminium, it is the gallium. Eka silicon is the germanium. 3 elements. In the competitive version, they will ask, in the terms of CBSE as well as in the competitive version, they will ask, what is the element which is occupied the place of Eka boron? What is that? Scandium. Okay, pronunciation of the elements is new for us. So, scandium is the element occupied the place of Eka boron. Next, Eka silicon. The element which is occupied the place of Eka silicon is germanium. Germanium. Next, Eka aluminium. Wherever he left the space of aluminium, the element discovered is gallium. Gallium. So this question was being asked in the competitive examinations in a different way. So totally, whatever spaces he left, he gave the provision to arrange the new elements to be discovered. Perfectly, 3 elements were being occupied in that one: scandium, germanium, gallium. That was the second main advantage of what happened Mendeleev's table, we can say. Next, okay, the third one, he arranged what happened? He arranged elements. He arranged elements with the same reactivity. Okay, he arranged elements with same reactivity together. Means what we said, I said now, this group, this is the one group. All the elements of this group show same type of reactivity. All the elements of this group show one same type of. So he has been arranging in a form of a what happened column wise. So he arranged all the elements together. So these are the few merits of normally Mendeleev's table, we can say. So correction of the atomic masses, provision of some empty spaces for etc. Okay, for every theory, whenever there is a merit, there will be automatically demerits also will be there. Means drawbacks. Mendeleev has done the good work. He has given the elements, arranged the 63 elements in a tabular way in the form of groups and periods and etc. And the credit of Mendeleev is now we are using the modern periodic table. The latest what we are using is the modern periodic table. When you see the modern periodic table, the 40% of the table which you are using now almost depends upon the Mendeleev, they say. Means the way of arranging the elements in the form of groups and periods is in the modern periodic table what we are using, latest one, is took from the which one? Mendeleev table only. Okay, in spite he has explained everything, some points he couldn't able to answer or explain. So those are being concerned under the what happened? Demerits. Those are concerned under the demerits. So I'll explain the demerits. In a competition, in a competitive question, demerits question was being asked. Okay, first, what is a demerit means? He did not give no significant position. No significant position for hydrogen element. No significant position for hydrogen element. Means what is the mean is, whenever the hydrogen, we are arranging the groups 1, 2, 3 like this we are arranging. When it is being observed, hydrogen is showing the reactivity of two groups. First group as well as the seventh group. It is showing some chemical reactivity similar to that of first group element and also chemical reactivity of seventh group element. So where to keep the hydrogen, either in the first star, either in seventh star. That was a dilemma. He placed the hydrogen in the first group. But the other scientists said, why you did not keep in the seventh group? Okay, they asked. For that one, there is no answer. Because according to the rule, elements which are showing same type of reactivity in the groups, they should be placed in that one. So hydrogen is showing the reactivity of first as well as seventh. So, but no significant reason was there to keep the hydrogen only in the first group. He was not able to say perfect reason. Okay, why only he kept in first, why not in seventh? So that was also that was considered the first drawback of Mendeleev's table. Okay, that is considered the first drawback of Mendeleev's table. Second, and this is a very competitive question, anomalous pairs. Anomalous pairs, we say. So first, what is called anomalous pair? First, let us enter. So according to the pattern, he is arranging. Mendeleev had arranged all the elements from left to right in the increasing order of atomic masses. Okay, so let's assume, as we are saying, X is 20, Y is 22, Z is 24. Okay, some P is 26. Just only to understand saying this one, X, Y. So you observe, no elements are in the increasing order of atomic masses, right? But there are some places in his table, there are a pair of elements. There are pair of elements in which more atomic mass is arranged first, less atomic mass is arranged next. Suppose I am saying the M. Okay, let's have the M. Its value is 36. Okay, next N. Its value should be, it is 38. Actually, we expect the correct order. But unfortunately, he placed more atomic weight first, less atomic weight element next. Now this pair of elements which are arranged improperly, okay, are called what? Anomalous pair. So what is the meaning of anomalous pair? Pair means two elements. The anomalous pair means more atomic mass element is arranged first, next less atomic mass element is arranged, which is against his rule, because he arranged that element should be arranged in the increasing order of masses. That is against the rule. So that is done. So he gave a good example. The good example for this one here is normally cobalt nickel. The best example for remember. Please note on this example, cobalt nickel. In our competitive, they asked the question. They in a multiple choice they gave some pairs. Which of the following is an anomalous pair? They give. So in that one, cobalt and nickel. These are the first anomalous pair. Okay, I'll give here. Its value is 58.9. Cobalt atomic mass is 58.9, and the nickel one is 58.6. Actual rule is nickel should come front, cobalt should go next. But more atomic mass element is arranged. Whenever they asked, others asked, why the more atomic mass element is arranged before, it means this to what happened if this cobalt is arranged little bit early, this cobalt will obey the properties of the respective group, the before group, and so in his view he arranged, but the rule is wrong. Okay, element should be arranged in the increasing order of atomic mass only. So this is one, CO. CO stands for cobalt, Ni is a nickel. Second one is a Te. Te stands for tellurium. Okay, Te is a tellurium. Okay, I am writing here the elements also. CO, cobalt. Ni stands for nickel, because we are new to the elements. All elements remembering is not easy right now. So cobalt, nickel. Next one is a tellurium. Next one is I. I stands for iodine. I stands for the iodine. Okay, these two are also we consider as this one. So when you go for here, it is 129.6. Tellurium atomic mass is 129.6, and when you go for here, it is a 128.7. Okay, so when you have here, it is a 129.6 and 120 here. Okay, a small mistake here. 127.6, 126.9. A small mistake correction. Tellurium is 127.6. Iodine is 126. You see here, iodine is having less weight. It should be faster. But tellurium with a more weight is arranged first, then followed by iodine. So these two are also comes under anomalous pair. Okay, coming to the third one is a Ar, argon. Okay, it is having the normally the weight of 39.94, and the potassium it is a 39.18. 39 point. Ar stands for argon. Okay, K stands for potassium. So this one, you see, less element mass is arranged later, more mass is arranged before. So this like these elements, these are three anomalous pairs which was found in the Mendeleev's periodic table. So there is one, remember this examples clearly. Next, third one is a no position for isotopes. No position for isotope. First of all, you have to know what are called isotopes. Isotopes means elements which is having the same atomic number but different mass numbers. Mass number should be different. Okay. Example, if you take the hydrogen. So I am saying the definition isotope, element with different atomic masses. Element with different atomic masses is called as isotope. Suppose if you take hydrogen, hydrogen will have three isotopes. H1, H2, H3. Hydrogen will have three isotopes. H1 normally it's not we call as a protium. Okay. H2 is called as deuterium. H3 is called as tritium. Okay, three isotopes are there for hydrogen. Mendeleev table is totally arranged according to the increasing order of atomic masses. So you can here clearly you can arrange it. H1, H2, H3. If the symbol is common, they used to call they can call this one by the symbol D. You can write as D like this, deuterium, tritium, T like this. Some other we can arrange, but there is a possibility of arranging. But in his periodic table, totally in the arrangement of 63 elements, nowhere he did not give the provision for the isotopes, because the total table is based on the arrangement of atomic mass only. In spite also, he did not give any provision for the atomic masses in this one. Okay, so these are the three major drawbacks. Still we can have. They say that what happened whenever they are arranging. When you have the last, you can say the fourth one. So all the elements. You were saying that what happened? Elements in a group. How many groups are there? 8 groups are there. All the elements in a group are showing the same type of properties. They say, and they will have same nature. But he arranged according to this one. different nature elements are placed in a group. Example, if you have the first group is containing the alkali elements like sodium, potassium, okay, alkali metals, and also it is having the coinage elements, means the elements which are used to prepare the coins in the olden days. What happened? Copper, silver, gold, okay, all togetherly are placed in a one like this. You can have lithium, sodium, potassium, copper, silver, gold, like this. All are placed in a single group. So statement we say that all these like this are arranged based on reactivity. But nature, when you observe the nature, they are not having same nature. These three are having one type of nature, these three are having other type of nature. So that's why this is also drawback which is being not able to explain clearly by Mendeleev. So whenever these are like this, few of the drawbacks of Mendeleev. Whenever the drawbacks are being found, automatically the scientists go on doing the research to give a better way of arranging the element. Okay, the better way of arranging the element was being done almost 40 years later. Okay, approximately in the year of around 1905 or 1906, it is been given by the scientist called Moseley. Scientist Moseley has given a new periodic table called as modern periodic table. Okay, so we'll discuss regarding the modern periodic table in our next session. Okay, please copy the notes and as well as do the worksheets which I am sending. Okay, practice the example wherever I am saying the star etc. Try to remember this example because the competitive examination, competitive version, they are very important. Okay, practice more. Thank you.